wait more few minutes. তারপরে
আচ্ছা দেখে নিচ্ছি দাদা।
can I start now নাকি ওয়েট করব? Okay, good evening everyone. We all join here through Google Meet to observe World Water Day by a national level webinar on contemporary water issues and its sustainable management, which is organized by the Department of Geography and NSS unit in collaboration with IQAC, Rani, Kumari College. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Sam Ranjan Sadji, has already joined us. Welcome, Dr. Ranjan sir, to this webinar. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone.
Okay. Our NSS program officer, Professor Shubhajit Das, also joined with us. Good evening, Shubhajit sir.
Good evening.
Our principal sir will join.
I have already joined. I have already joined.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Please
sir.
go ahead.
Welcome
ahead.
to this webinar, sir. Principal sir will chair the session. Now, can I start the webinar, sir?
Yes. You carry on.
Okay,
carry
thank
on.
you, sir.
On behalf of our college, I welcome our speakers, sir, and I'll be till the end of the session, and I shall enjoy the lecture.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Professor Shyam from our college. I extend my heartfelt thank to you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your warm welcome, and I also feel delighted to be here. And also, I would like to, convey something which I have experienced in sense of water and all these issues. So, my first question: am I audible clearly? Because my house is near to the airport, so sometimes I'm sorry for that. Probably you will hear some flight noise. So these I can't help you. So I'm sorry for that.
No, it's all right. More than all right. It's more than all right.
And is it fine if I speak in English or Hindi? English makes whatever you say. I'm totally fine with that, because I want कि आप जो भी webinar में, the purpose is that they should understand something.
Yes, sir, it's up to you, sir. It's up to you, sir. You please deliver your lecture.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We all know that water is life. Without water, a single piece of plant, animal can't live. Eden said, "Thousand have lived without love, not one without water." We know that about 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water. In spite of this, the present world is facing so many harmful water-related issues. It is directly and indirectly result of global warming, climate change, pollution, and the shrinking of fresh water by various activities. World Water Day has been celebrated on 22nd '93 by the United Nations to focus on the importance of fresh water. The core focus of world water is to support the achievement of Sustainable Development Goal 6, that is water and sanitation for all by 2030. The theme of World Water, okay, sorry. The theme of World Water Day 2025 is glacier preservation. Glacier preservation is essential
I can't hear, I guess.
Jyotish, you are not audible. You might have some internet issue, I think. Devashish, you take the charge. Devashish or Shubhoji,
Jyotish
anyone
is
is
not
there?
audible. Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. Since Jyotish is not audible, I would like to carry forward this evening. Actually,
Okay.
as we know, to celebrate World Water Day, this has been a joint collaboration by mainly by Department of Geography, and the NSS unit of the college is also collaborating with this kind of academic endeavor. So I can find Sam sir is there. Warm welcome to this webinar, Sam sir, Dr. Sam Ranjan, Assistant Professor of NVS. Being this is a joint collaboration, I would like to request Sam sir to be a bit naive in kind of approaching this event, not only from geographical perspective, but also since there are mixed audience we have, not only people from Department of Geography, but also our NSS volunteers who are from various disciplines. And being the program officer of NSS unit of our college, we kind of raise a kind of awareness in terms of wetland preservation and how these wetlands actually forms the kidney of this nature. And we do believe not only science but also people from humanities have a great deal to play to battle with this kind of global crisis, because to us this global crisis is not because our ecosystem functions. It is more an ethical problem, the way we are consuming this universe. From that perspective, we believe that an approach, a green approach we take, but this evening we are more inclined to take a blue approach. I would like to convey my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Ranjan sir for attending, for actually in accepting this invitation, and I believe this academic endeavor is viable to be successful with his deliberation. So, after you sir.
Okay, so thank you very much, Subhajit Dasji, and also good evening to everyone. And first of all, on a special occasion of World Water Day, this is a very nice time, I would say, as in fact in my college also we are celebrating 0 hour day, or like for 1 hour from 8:30 to 9:30. We will switch off the light so that we will save 1 hour light. It's just like a campaign to save energy and just also show to the humanity. So I feel that you said that the mixed audience. So I think I would prefer to be in a bilingual mode, Hindi and English. Sorry, I'm not good in Bengali, so I can't speak Bengali, but I hope you understand both of these. Now, first thing, uh, मेरा आज का जो उद्देश्य है, I mean, my purpose, just not to aware, because the big concepts, every time you hear that this problem is happening, that is happening. But today I want to go with the very simple and basic things. So let me share my slide. Sometimes, because of the technical issues, my slide, if that is going to be hang or there is no movement, please interrupt me so that I can change it by this way. Because sometimes technical things happen and technical glitch is very common right now in this online mode. So just a second. Okay. So is it visible? आप लोग देख सकते हैं?
Yes, sir, it's visible now.
Okay. ठीक है. So, and I hope students are also there. So sometimes maybe because it's by nature, I used to ask some intermittent questions. You don't have to reply, but just to think about it, what I'm saying. So you see, first of all, thank you. I'm Dr. Shyam. I did my master's in the School of Environmental Sciences from Jawaharlal Nehru University, and I was lucky. I got a Marie Curie fellowship, so I spent my 5 year in Switzerland. So I did my PhD there. I was also a postdoc there, and I would say I was lucky that I got that country, because that country is some ways the best. I would say really is best by taking care of nature, how they are actually maintaining their ecosystem, as well as also parallelly doing their development. So something which I learned, and then when I came back to India, I was also IISc Bangalore, and my research work is mainly Himalaya and glacier system. आपने बताया कि 2025 में ग्लेशियर प्रिजर्वेशन है हमारा गोल एसटीजी में. सो यस, let's go with some very basic thing here. First, what I will do as an overview, if you see this overview slide, so first I will talk about a brief history of water. यानी हमारे जल, यानी जो हमारा जल है, पानी है, उसका इतिहास क्या है. Then water uniqueness. Can you see this slide overview?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Thank you. Then water uniqueness. What is the unique feature of water? Why we should really take care of that? Then water and earth. Then we will see world water scenario. How this world water is changing. Where we are going to fit. Water issues related with world and also related with our country. And then and last we will see something about sustainable management of water. Sustainable world right now is very popular everywhere in each field. So we'll see about sustainable management, how we can manage these water problems, especially for our country level. So first question, जो पहला सवाल जो मैं जानना चाहता हूँ आप सभी से भी, या फिर मेरे दिमाग में भी आता है. You know this person, left hand side, I guess everybody knows. He is Mohandas Karamchandra Gandhi. The second one, Albert Einstein. The third, Adolf Hitler. Fourth.
Sorry, sir, your slide is not moving. It's
Okay,
not changing.
sorry, sir. Sometimes, okay, no problem. I think now it should be.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Now
I
it is
understand.
correct.
Okay. Sometimes it's a Google problem, actually. Sorry, sir. So what you see here, जो है left hand side, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Albert Einstein, Adolf Hitler, Michael Jackson. Who is he? कोई guess कर सकता है? Osho. Yes. And last Osama bin Laden. इन सब में एक चीज कॉमन है. पता है क्या कॉमन है? Actually, they changed the world. Now, see the next picture. We as a human, sometimes we cry, we have emotions. Sometimes we are so busy with our work, we are involved in our actually passion. Sometimes we think too much. Sometimes we smile. Sometimes we take care of our family system and all this. सवाल ये आता है कॉमन सा बन में कि आर वी डिफरेंट देन अदर क्रिएचर्स एंड इफ यस हाउ क्लोज आर वी टू द यूनिवर्स क्या हम सबसे अलग हैं और अगर है तो हम क्या ये यूनिवर्स जो है क्या वो हमसे अलग है ब्रह्मांड या फिर हम इस यूनिवर्स के पार्ट है सो टू नो दिस नाउ वी नीड टू गो बैक इन टाइम and also we have to leave our earth in the next slide. So let's go back in time, and the time is cosmic time. So आज से 13.8 अरब साल पहले science says with the evidence and facts that 13.8 billion years ago a big bang happened, and then from there onwards हालांकि आज भी साइंस बिग बैंग के पीछे क्या हुआ they are still working on that. So what they say that after that the big inflation happened and thus 10 to power minus 6 second यानी सेकंड का 1,00,000वां हिस्से में because of immense energy proton formed हुआ and then nuclear fusion start हुआ and उस समय because of this big bang the universe में इतनी ज्यादा एनर्जी थी इतनी ज्यादा हाई टेम्परेचर था कि किसी भी एटम्स का फॉर्मेशन पॉसिबल नहीं था. So when they started to cool it down, it took nearly 380,000 years. एक चीज ध्यान रखिएगा जब हम लोग यूनिवर्स या पृथ्वी की बात करते हैं तो जो टाइम का स्केल होता है वो करोड़ों साल में होता है एंड हम इंसानों की लाइफ 60, 70, 80 साल बहुत छोटी होती है. उनकी टाइम स्केल में एरर बार में ही हमारी कई जनरेशंस गुजर जाती है. सो 3,80,000 साल के बाद आफ्टर द फर्स्ट बिग बैंग the neutral hydrogen atom formed. The first hydrogen atom formed after 380,000 years of the Big Bang. And what you see here right now, that is our modern universe. If you see in detail, a little bit detail, not much. So what you see here, that the first time the Big Bang हुआ, temperature जो था उस समय universe में on that time, billions, यानी 10 to power 32 degree. And trillions of Kelvin. Immediately ये temperature after 1 second fall हो गया down हो गया 10 billion degrees पे हो गया. Then 100 seconds later on these first fundamental particles like quark fermions they formed and further on these processes started to happen and the 380,000 साल यानी 3,80,000 साल के बाद जो फर्स्ट हाइड्रोजन फॉर्म हुआ and 200 million years यानी करीब 20 करोड़ साल के बाद after Big Bang first star and galaxy formed and then after 9 billion years हमारा solar system Milky Way galaxies that formed and currently we are living right now. Why they formed with the time? Because the universe started to cool it down and that's why they found enough time to actually combined with the different atoms, molecules, or the fundamental particles. So, what happened with this? First of all, you need to know about some basic things like 6th, 7th class में हम लोग पढ़ते हैं एलिमेंट्स के बारे में. So, atoms क्या होते हैं? Atoms are simply एक न्यूक्लियाई होते हैं जिसके चारों तरफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मूव करते हैं. न्यूक्लियाई जिसके अंदर प्रोटॉन्स होते हैं, न्यूट्रॉन्स होते हैं. ये प्रोटॉन्स भी किसी चीज से बने होते हैं, that is called quark. And then this quark में बहुत सारे होते हैं आपके up quark and down quark. And this way, these are actually made with these elementary particles. Now, what happened afterwards? So you see, यहाँ पे because of this elemental formations, once the stellar nebula formed after time, स्टार जो फॉर्मेशन हुई 200 यानी 20 करोड़ सालों के बाद वो तारे के पास दो ऑप्शन थे, या तो एवरेज स्टार बन के रेड जायंट बनते एंड देन फर्दर ऑन उनकी लाइफ एंड हो जाती बिकॉज जो भी स्टार्ट होता है उसका एक एंड प्रोसेस है बिकॉज एनर्जी इज लिमिटेड एंड दैट विल गोइंग टू बी डाउन. सो अगर वो एवरेज स्टार बन के रेड जायंट फॉर्म में जाते हैं तो हाइड्रोजन जो है थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ रिएक्शन will turn into helium, and then helium will turn into carbon. अगर वही स्टीलर नोमुला गैस इज फॉर्म्ड, अगर मैसिव स्टार फॉर्मेशन होती है, देन वो सुपर रेड जायंट में कन्वर्ट होता है, एंड देन वो हीलियम कार्बन में, कार्बन नियॉन, नियॉन टू ऑक्सीजन, एंड देन ऑक्सीजन टू सिलिकॉन, एंड देन फर्दर ऑन आयरन. सो सुपर रेड जायंट फर्दर सुपरनोवा एंड ब्लैक होल में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. सो नाउ वी नो two atoms, hydrogen that formed during the Big Bang 3,80,000 सालों के बाद, and then after 200 million years star formation के बाद हमें हमारा ऑक्सीजन मिला. And this way these hydrogen and oxygen, what we actually here is talking about, came to this our universal system. ये है periodic table what you see here, and this periodic table what you see that different elements formed during the different phases of our actually cosmos. Some formed during star formation, some formed during the dying of the star, some formed during the mixing of these two galaxies. So now you know about hydrogen, how it formed. Now we know that how oxygen formed. एक सवाल अब obviously ये आ जाता है कि ये हाइड्रोजन यूनिवर्स में कितने हैं? 73% हाइड्रोजन है, हीलियम 24% है, ऑक्सीजन 1% है आपके यूनिवर्स में. अर्थ के केस में देखिएगा तो 47% ऑक्सीजन है, सिलिकॉन 27% है, एंड रेस्ट अदर्स आर देयर. अबाउट लाइफ which means not only the human life, the life which means the life everywhere. Generally on average 65% oxygen, carbon 18.5%, hydrogen 9.5%, and other elements in traces amount. एक obvious सवाल होता है कि वो हाइड्रोजन जो 73% यूनिवर्स में है, वो हाइड्रोजन जो हमारे बॉडी में भी है इन अ फॉर्म ऑफ वाटर, अर्थ में वो हाइड्रोजन कहाँ चला गया? There is no hydrogen at all here on our earth. So the answer is that these hydrogen, because they were the lightest element, they simply escaped the earth gravity. अर्थ की ग्रेविटी को छोड़ के ये डीप स्पेस में चले गए, एंड व्हाटएवर जो हाइड्रोजन जो सिंगुलर फॉर्म अवेलेबल थे, दे कंबाइंड विद द वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स, एंड देन आल्सो they formed different ammonium and different compounds. So this way what we have right now, these molecules of water, just because of this massive cosmic chemical dancings. Now the next what we should see here, the water uniqueness in life, because हमने ये चीज देखा कि how this water, how this hydrogen, how this oxygen are coming here on our earth, how these water and hydrogen and oxygen in life. Now ये वाटर की यूनिकनेस क्या है, क्यों वाटर के बारे में इतनी चर्चा है, क्यों वाटर ही लाइफ को सस्टेन करता है, ये जानना जरूरी है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू सी समथिंग. हमारे बॉडी में 65% ऑक्सीजन है, कार्बन 18%, हाइड्रोजन 9.5 नियरली, एंड कैल्शियम एंड फॉस्फोरस 1.5 एंड 1.2 रिस्पेक्टिवली. अगर आप इसे देखें दैट 3% नाइट्रोजन जो है वो दैट फॉर्म्ड वाइट डार्क स्टार के फेज में, 65% ऑक्सीजन जो हमारी बॉडी में है that formed during these star formations, also hydrogen that formed during the Big Bang, and 18% carbon also we have that also formed during the low dying mass of these stars. So सवाल है कि क्या हम लोग simplest element से बने हैं? Yes, हमारा body यानी we humans, not humans, torpedo, whale or any animals or insects, you just take it. They are simply made of the simplest element of this universe. अगला सवाल फिर ये होता है कि why are we composed of the simplest element? Why not हम टाइटेनियम से क्यों नहीं बने? Why not हम हमारे बॉडी में वो अल्कोहल क्यों नहीं दौड़ता है instead of water? Well, so to know this, first we can see here. What you see here, the human body, they have a cells, they have a proton, they have a quark. And what I explained in the last slide, that most of these elements, they are formed during the either Big Bang or either during the star formations. And that's why these simplest structure formed. The question is why they are, why we are made of the simplest things? Because of the bonding. bonding of hydrogen, oxygen, or the bonding of these nitrogen with the hydrogen. You see, these bond, whatever we have in our body, जो भी हम खाना खाते हैं, in fact आप because आप लोग बंगाल में हैं तो probably hopefully आप लोग का famous well known food होगा rice with curry something. So whatever we are eating, that is also carbohydrate. These carbohydrate, again you just go back with these carbon and hydrogen. So our body actually, which have also carbon hydrogen bonding, that is enough. You just need a small amount of energy to break that bond. And then once you are going to break that bond, that energy that you can use it, your body can metabolize it and use it for your own purpose. Same way, the DNA bond, the RNA bond, the sugar bond, protein acid bonds, they have a weak bond. And that's why they are very delicate. Suppose if you are going to make, your body is going to made up with a strong bond, something like any metal, heavy metals, then probably उस bond को break करने के लिए भी immense energy लगेगी, and your body can't survive because 38.5 डिग्री से आपका body temperature होता है. अगर आपको 60 डिग्री temperature दे दे, 30 डिग्री ज़्यादा, और आपको 1 किलोमीटर walk करना पड़ेगा, तो probably you will collapse. So we are so delicate, our body structure, and that's why, because the energy, the vitality of these bonding is very unique, and that's why we are actually dependent on such kind of simplest elemental formation. Now what you see here, and this way, if you see our body percentage, water key, so again, just remember one thing, water, which means H2O, यानी हाइड्रोजन 2 होता है, ऑक्सीजन 1 होता है. Again, this is the very simplest weak bond होते हैं. So in brains, 75% water, blood 83%, heart 79%, and same goes with bones, muscles, liver and kidney, 75, 85, 83% water. So again, we have plenty of water in our body. Why? Again, you know that because of these bonding, that is actually vital for our survival. क्वेश्चन ये आता है मन में कि ये वाटर करता क्या है फिर? Okay, we understand that is made of that, but how they are going to help us? First, these water, they need it for brain to manufacture hormones and neurotransmitter. They regulate our body temperature. They are helping in sweating and respiration. They convert food to components like surviving and digestions. They keep muscles and mucosa membrane moist, flush body system, body waste. It helps in digestions. ये body cells को grow करने में help करते हैं. ये joints को lubrication का काम करते हैं. ये oxygen deliver का काम करते हैं. ये as a shock absorber का भी काम करते हैं आपके brain में. जो water, जो fluid होता है, 73% से ज़्यादा आपके brain water है. They help you as a shock absorber. So you see, the water, what we have in our body, not out of our body, that is going to help in many ways and tremendous ways. So what you see, that once these water came into this our earth system, जब हमारे पृथ्वी पे ये water आया, fortunately, then these actually started to provide an ideal condition for life to survive, life to flourish. And that's why from there onwards, we had a prebiotic synthesis like simplest elemental formations, polymers, then protocells, first जो cells बने थे evolutions time में, and then further on, then we have a complexity of evolutions with the many new things that exist. So, and also one more thing, that the life that does not only going to stay, जो जीवन शुरुआत हुआ अर्थ में, ओशियंस में, वो सिर्फ ओशियंस पे ही नहीं रुका, बिकॉज ऐसे आप देख सकते हैं कि वी ह्यूमन माइंड ऑल्सो हैव अ डिजायर टू सी समथिंग न्यू. आप घर में बैठे होते हैं, कभी कभी आपका मन करता है घूमने जाए, देन यू ट्राई टू एक्सप्लोर समथिंग न्यू. मे बी आपके आसपास अगर मेला या फेयर लगता होगा, सो यू जस्ट ट्राई टू सी द डिफरेंट शॉप्स. ओके, यहाँ देखते हैं क्या है, वहाँ देखते हैं क्या है, ये देखते हैं नई सी चीजें क्या है. सिमिलरली ऑल्सो गोज विद द डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिज्म. सो the first, actually the fish, they started to explore, and slowly, yeah, this is a BBC documentary. If you see this slide, I hope you see this slide. Yes. So this is a BBC documentary. What they see is that the first fish, once they found the continent, and then they started to actually explore it. And slowly, this way, because they found that, okay, this is something new world for me to see that, they came into the land, they touched the land. So आपने कभी देखा होगा, आप लोग मछली अगर कोई खाता होगा तो देखा होगा, जिसके तालाब में मछली होगी, कुछ ऐसी मछलियां होती हैं जो थोड़ी देर के लिए तालाब से जंप करके पास में आ जाती हैं, फिर से वाटर में चली जाती है. लाइफ भी ऐसे ही स्टार्ट हुई थी हमारी पृथ्वी पे. फर्स्ट दीज एनिमल्स, दीज क्रिएचर्स, they wanted to explore something new. They came on the land, then going on. But this process way, the evolution started to happen. It took million years for sure. And then first way, the life on land started. So that's why the life from oceans then travel to life from oceans to the land. And whatever we see right now, that is just a result of all these things. So what we see now, water and earth, in our case. So let's talk about, let's come to our earth from there. So we have a water. There's many theories that how these earth going to receive water, how this water, I mean, why we have a water. One theory says that जो cosmic, जो meteorites से हमेशा उल्का पिंड के थ्रू वो water molecules जो है drop करके आए, and इस तरीके से हमारे पृथ्वी पे water आया. We are fortunate that हमारे पास water है, but also these water have some cycle, and these cycle always start from ocean. So these oceans, because of the temperature, again, temperature plays a very important role in life, as well as also in your cosmology, as well as also in your everything. So what you see here, that the oceans, they started to evaporate these water. After evaporations, the cloud formation started, and because of the temperature difference, then condensation process, evaporation, and traveling of cloud. So जैसे से cloud धीरे धीरे because of the adiabatic expansion, thermodynamics के principle के according ये expand होते हैं, cool होते हैं, and then travel भी होते हैं, and then mount आने के बाद they start to precipitate it. So mountains पे यदि high hilly mountains पे precipitate किए, so precipitation दो तरीके का होता है. अगर वो temperature काफी cold enough है तो वो precipitation as snowfall होगा. अगर temperature warm enough है, यानी 0 डिग्री से ज्यादा है, तो precipitation लिक्विड होगा, यानी आपके बंगाल में जो बारिश होती होगी, आपके नियर बाय एटमॉस्फेयर जो होगा उसका टेम्परेचर ज्यादा है, दैट्स व्हाई यू हैव अ रेन. बट व्हेन यू गो टू मनाली और हाई हिमालय और मे बी कंचनजंगा, so probably you will see the snowfall there because of the temperature. Now once these water is going down on your earth, they will either enter into your groundwater. Sometimes because of the pressure gradient, they will come up as like a seepage, as a spring, and also sometimes they will provide these water to your lake system. So this is the whole cycle of the water that is started from ocean and end into this again into the ocean. And इसी water cycle में ये fixed pattern है. इस fixed pattern का driver कौन है? इस fixed pattern का driver है sun. यानी यदि आपके sun के cycle में changes आएगी, सोलर रेडिएशंस में चेंजेस आएंगे, तो आपके वाटर साइकिल चेंज होगी. और ऐसा नहीं है कि सन के साइकिल में चेंजेस नहीं आया, हर बार अर्थ की हिस्ट्री में भी देखा गया है. कई बार अर्थ जो है अपनी एक्सिस को भी चेंज की है, एंड कई बार एक्सिस के रोटेशंस को भी चेंज की है, और उसके चलते अर्थ जो है अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी भी डिफरेंट रिसीव की है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई टोटली द वाटर साइकिल इज गोइंग टू चेंज देयर. So what you see here, the world water in our country, not in our country, the whole world. Out of the whole water, 96%, 96.5% oceans hai, and then fresh water only 2.5% hai, saline water 0.9. इस fresh water में से 68% जो है वो ग्लेशियर और आइस कैप्स में है, जो आप यूज नहीं कर सकते, that is frozen volume. And then 30% ground water. And only out of this 22.45%, only 1.2% is fresh water as a surface available है. Now these 1.2% में से भी आपके जो है rest of water जो है ये वो तो permafrost या ground ice के तौर पे frozen है. For example, Siberia, Leh Ladakh, 20% lakes हैं. Then only 0.49% ही river water है out of these 1.29%. If you see this cubic box, then आपकी river, what you see this the blue one, That's the river water of the whole world, what we have it. The rest of the water, what you see, the bigger one, that is the ocean water, which we can't use it. Of course, we can use it. We need to have membrane, we need to invest energy, we need to invest huge amount of money, then we can do the reverse osmosis process and we can have it. But naturally, without using any energy and money, we have a very limited amount of these freshwater ability. And this is the world scenario. If you talk about our country, now you can imagine what kind of or how much water we have as a fresh water. So you see, भारत जो है लकी है इन दैट सेंस कि हमें 2 बार पानी मिलता है, नेचर हमें देता है. दिस इज अ मॉडल सिनेरियो दैट शोज that because of the monsoon, this is what you see, that because of the monsoon we receive maximum amount of the rain, precipitation, solid and liquid, during this time. And also western disturbances, जो पश्चिमी विक्षोभ बोलते हैं, उससे भी भारत को पानी मिलता है. Not all countries are fortunate like this. So we receive plenty of water, but the problem is not the receiving the plenty of water. The problem is also the management. We will see about that. So if you see in next things, we will talk about the challenges, what we are going to see right now. What are the water challenges for world, and what are the water challenges for India, and how these world are actually going on. So first question जो हमें जानना चाहिए, और हमेशा एक्चुअली एक हमेशा ये टग ऑफ वॉर चलता है राइट नाउ. आपने देखा होगा यूएस के राष्ट्रपति डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प ने पेरिस एग्रीमेंट से वो पीछे हट गए एंड बोले कि नहीं, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू फॉलो दिस because this way he was saying all this climate change is bullshit. I don't believe all these things. So as a scientist, what we think, whether this is a really myth or reality. So you just see this graph. So to find the temperature and carbon dioxide concentration, scientists actually extract ice cores. आप अंटार्कटिका में जाएंगे, वहाँ डीप आइस होते हैं, उसे आइस को एक्सट्रैक्ट करके, एंड जो आइस, अच्छा क्यों सवाल ये होता है कि हम आइस कोर को क्यों एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं. सी आप जब स्नोफॉल का भी देखेंगे, हिल स्टेशन पे जाएंगे, सो दी स्नो आर लाइक वेरी लाइट, लाइक अ कॉटन. व्हाई दे आर लाइट? बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ देम 70% आर एयर बबल्स, आई मीन एयर ट्रैप्ड इनसाइड इट. So what kind of air is that is trapped? The atmospheric air of that time. वो जो एयर होता है, उस समय का जो एटमॉस्फेयर होता है, वही एयर ट्रैप्ड होता है. जस्ट इमेजिन दी स्नो विद दिस एयर इज गोइंग टू सेटल इट. अगेन द न्यू स्नो विल सेटल इट, एंड विद द टाइम बीइंग ये भी एयर जो होता है उसके साथ ट्रैप्ड हो जाते हैं, एंड दिस वे द स्नो लेयर स्टार्टेड फॉर्म्ड. अंटार्कटिका में भी ऐसी लाखों साल पुराने आइस है जो उस समय के एटमॉस्फेरिक एयर को ट्रैप किए हुए हैं. तो अगर आप अभी बंगाल या आपका जहाँ कॉलेज है, और अगर आसपास मैसिव कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा होगा, टू मच पॉल्यूशन बिकॉज ऑफ ट्रैफिक, एंड जस्ट इमेजिन कि वहाँ स्नोफॉल होने लगा, सो दैट पॉल्यूशन पार्टिकल्स, that snow, these carbon particles, that also will be trapped and it will be settled down. With the time being, somebody can analyze and find out that, okay, in this time period, these things happened. So same goes with the ice core. So scientists actually, they extracted this ice core. They found that carbon dioxide concentration पूरे 8 लाख साल के इतिहास में पृथ्वी के आइस कोर में कभी भी 280 ppm से ज्यादा नहीं गया है. ये फर्स्ट टाइम है रिसेंट टाइम में जब कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कंसंट्रेशन जो है ये 400, ये पुराना पब्लिकेशन का है. राइट नाउ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कंसंट्रेशन जो है 450 ppm टच कर चुका है. सो जो काम 8 लाख सालों में नहीं हुआ, दैट व्हाट वी आर डूइंग राइट नाउ, 450 ppm. अगला सवाल फिर ये आता है कि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बढ़ने से हुआ क्या? वेल सी, दीज आर काइंड ऑफ द गैस दैट एब्जॉर्ब्स एनर्जी एंड देन फील वार्म. इसको इस तरीके से अगर मैं समझिए, आप सपोज करिए आप कोई दोस्त है और आप दोनों के बीच में लड़ाई होगी, किसी ने आपको एक थप्पड़ मारा, व्हाट विल हैपन? You will be just simply angry, you will be charged and you will try to actually take your revenge. आप इसको थप्पड़ की तरह नहीं लीजिए. Somebody really transfer their energy to you. Now you want to actually release your energy. Where you will do it? Simply you will either revert back as a Newton's third law, or either you will try to settle it down. So same goes with happening. we have actually injected too much carbon dioxide. They have absorbed energy, and they are so excited now. So they will disturb everybody. And what is in sense of climate? So that's why the climate change is myth, is not a myth. It's a reality that is happening in around the world. So in case of issues, kuch issues, what we see here, this is a NASA picture, and there is some, because of this rise of the global greenhouse gases, something is also happening. So if you see this image, that is animation by NASA. What is happening? The atmospheric river. आपने नाम तो बहुत सुना होगा नदी, बट आकाशीय नदी भी होती है, वैसी नदी जो आकाश में फ्लो करती है, that we say atmospheric river. These atmospheric rivers are now increasing around the world. Why? Because somewhere these energy in a form of these greenhouse gases, they are adding on, they are changing the pattern, and they are actually changing also the atmospheric river systems. So right now atmospheric river जो होती है वो यूएस तरफ ज्यादा दिखती है, but these pattern are changing. भारत भी जो है वो भी atmospheric river के phenomena को receive कर रहा है, and that's why sometimes we receive intense monsoon. Like 2013 के अगर केदारनाथ की बात कर ले, of course that was a flood, but for flood के पीछे का reason क्या था? Of course there was something there. Scientists also, they are working on it, that how much we are going to affect it because of that. So if you see here this graph, around all part of this world, not only the US, also the other part of the world, these atmospheric rivers are building more and more. They are going to be more and more bigger in size, and also because they have a huge amount of water inside it, they are creating problems. Like if you see here the map, these also systems are also going to be affected our country. So now the question, because this one way this should be a good, because we will receive plenty of water. Yes, we will receive plenty of water, but if you don't know, अगर आपके पास पैसे आपको कोई दे रहा है, but आपके पॉकेट ही अगर फटे हैं तो उस पैसे का करेंगे क्या? So of course then we need to have a management, and that's why we are actually lagging in that field, at least still. So if you see here this world scenario, so this is a precipitations that receives because of the atmospheric river across the world, and also India, that also, especially आप लोग चूंकि उधर हैं तो बे ऑफ बंगाल, अरेबियन सी, सो बे ऑफ बंगाल की तरफ चांसेस ज्यादा होते हैं इस तरीके के एटमॉस्फेरिक रिवर को के बनने के, एंड उनके चलते मॉइस्चर होने के. दैट्स व्हाई समटाइम्स यू रिसीव मैसिव अमाउंट ऑफ साइक्लोनिक एक्टिविटीज एंड फ्लड एंड इंटेंस रेनफॉल. Now the next thing which we should see and why we should concern, now come back to our country and focus on this, that हमारा देश कैसे affected हो रहा है. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग, सभी देशों के पास हमारे जैसा फ्रोजन वॉल्यूम ऑफ ग्लेशियर्स नहीं है. वी आर फॉर्चुनेट दैट हमारे पास ग्लेशियर्स हैं. More than 56,000 glaciers, GSI की रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग we have it. But these glaciers are like ice cubes, जो आपके फ्रिज में रखे होते हैं. You will just keep on your hand there, और इस even see कोई चीज फ्रीज इसलिए है because 0 degree temperature है. But once you are going to give the temperature 0.25 degrees Celsius, simply you are going to change the condition, and then they will start to melt it. Of course melting का rate slow होगा, but certainly they will melt it. And that's why 2 degree target, everybody is thinking 2 degree target. कुछ लोग जो नहीं जानते वो बोलते हैं कि ये 2 डिग्री से क्या होना है, हम लोग तो 38 डिग्री में रह लेते हैं, 40 डिग्री में जी लेंगे और क्या होगा. Of course we can survive, but these glaciers, they will not, they will start to melt it, and especially polar regions, like these Arctic region. I have been to Arctic because मेरा Arctic में research रहता है, so I have been to there and I have seen that these ice volumes are really changing very fast. Also Antarctica. So that's the question, because जैसे हम अपने लाइफ की इंश्योरेंस कराते हैं सो दैट की लाइफ में कभी टफ टाइम में काम आएगा, उसी तरीके से ये जो ग्लेशियर्स, जो फ्रोजन वॉल्यूम है, ये हमारा हाइड्रोलॉजिकल इंश्योरेंस है. जब हमारे पास बारिश नहीं होती है बरसात के समय, या फिर वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस, पश्चिमी विक्षोभ, तो यही इंश्योरेंस के तौर पे ये मेल्ट करते हैं एंड हमारी नदियों में पानी मिलता है, जैसे गंगा हो गया, यमुना हो गया, या फिर आप उधर से सिंधु ले लीजिए. So if you are not going to have these kind of glaciers, you can't imagine your this kind of culture, followings and many things there. कुंभ होगा, लेकिन कुंभ बिना पानी के होगा. So these glaciers are actually playing a very important role, especially for these Indian population, and that's why it's a concern. यदि हमारी आबादी 10 करोड़ होती तो शायद हो सकता था, but we are now rank 1 holder in sense of population. So let's have a look here. Some more impacts. What is happening about these? These are some actually news images that how they are going to be affected, like extreme weather, Delhi transition from heat wave to flooding, 1,500 Indian lost life every year. Delhi also, our cities, sinking cities, Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, everywhere that we see this kind of problems. Now, see some scenario of our river basins. So what we see here, this is a kind of South Asian nations. 3 river जो है वो important है, Indus, Ganges, Brahmaputra. And total population अगर देखेंगे इंडस में यानी सिंधु तो करीब 20 करोड़, गंगा 50 करोड़ की आबादी गंगा के आसपास उनसे डिपेंडेंट है. ब्रह्मपुत्र जो है कम है, 62 million populations are there, and also they have a huge irrigation land. One of the highest land fertility है, all are in these regions. Why? Thanks to these river system. Now these river systems are changing, and what is happening here, if you see there, the Himalayan system, there was a paper by Pichard Nature में publish किया था, and what he was going to explain that these river system are totally or highly dependent on all these glacier system, because जब these graph shows that जब बारिश नहीं होती है या बारिश के पानी नदियों में नहीं होते हैं, then these glaciers start to melt it, and they are providing water to all this Indus, Ganges and Brahmaputra river system. And because these glaciers are changing, these glaciers are now shrinking. That's why the Indian population, especially who are dependent on all these reasons, they are going to face extreme challenges in near future. What I explained you through our this time history of Earth, लाखों साल का, बट यहाँ 300 सालों में ही, यानी आपकी चौथी या 5वीं जनरेशन को हो सकता है कि नदियों में पानी देखने को ना मिले. So that is the scenario, especially about our country and Himalaya, that is happening right now. If you see here, also some river systems are dying and glaciers are also changing, because somewhere we have actually created massive dams there, the check dams. एक रिसर्च अभी ongoing है कि जब से टेहरी डैम बना है यहाँ पे, तब से उधर क्लाउड बस्ट की इवेंट, बादल फटने की घटनाएं ज्यादा हो रही हैं. Why this is happening, still the work is going on, but most probably because ये जो सिस्टम है, they are going to add more and more actually water. So मानसून में जो पानी होता है उसके साथ साथ ये लोकल मॉइस्चर भी जो है उसको ऐड ऑन कर देता है, and too much cloud having the droplets, and they have a intense rainfall in a form of a cloud burst. So what you see here with the last figure, that हिमालय को 3 जोन में डिवाइड करते हैं जनरली, वेस्टर्न हिमालय, सेंट्रल हिमालय एंड ईस्टर्न हिमालय. एंड इन सभी जोन्स में स्नो मेल्ट यानी बर्फ के पानी का पिघलना यानी ग्लेशियर्स मेल्ट का बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है. एंड दिस स्लो मेल्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन इज चेंजिंग विद टाइम, एंड दैट्स व्हाई द रिवर सिस्टम इज चेंजिंग. वो रिवर जो कभी सूखती नहीं थी, मैंने अपनी आंखों से देखा गंगा, नाउ समटाइम्स आई सी दैट दे आर वेरी नैरो बिकॉज दीज सिस्टम्स इज चेंजिंग एंड वी हैव क्रिएटेड मैसिव डैम्स. सो द वाटर एबिलिटी, that's the question, the water ability is going to be hampered, and that's why it's a concern especially for us. Now how we know that these things are changing? So because ye to bolne ki baat hai, but how we know that? So we do field work. I mean, these are the pictures which I click. So I was in Chota Sikri glaciers, Manali ke upar cross karke jana padta hai. So वहां पे ऊपर जाएंगे, so you see the scenario. This is the top of the glaciers. Glaciers के ऊपर इस तरीके से मेल्ट वाटर फ्लो होते रहती है, and they enter into, this is the snout of these glaciers, they melt it. So the top of the glaciers, and these, you see the dust, So these dust, of course, this is a natural dust, but also when you carry with your own vehicle, कहीं भी जाते हैं तो आप व्हीकल तो लेके जाते हैं, बट व्हीकल के साथ जो गैस इमिट होता है ना पीछे से, ब्लैक कार्बन, दैट कार्बन ऑल्सो यू आर गोइंग टू कैरी देयर इन दैट माउंटेन रीजन. दे विल टेक टाइम, come up, and they will settle on the glacier surface. Again, these are the black things. They will absorb radiation, they will warm themselves, and जैसे मैंने बताया, जब वार्म होंगे तो अपने सराउंडिंग फ्रोजन वॉल्यूम को भी स्मॉल टेम्परेचर भी देके उन्हें मेल्ट कर देंगे. वंस द मेल्टिंग स्टार्टेड, इज जस्ट अ चेन रिएक्शन एंड दे स्टार्टेड टू हैपन. So we do that, these different field works, and then we go there. For example, it's me, so we take some kind of snow core leke jaise maine bataya ki aapko, we take a slice and then find out how this time period, how these things were changing. So you see, glacier work jo hai ek challenging work hota hai, and also um, many times people love to have the white collar job sitting on the office, but sometimes we need a scientist that have a passion, fitness, so that you can reach, because here oxygen level bhi kam hota hai, and also you need a very strong dedication and commitment. Then you can do some kind of activities or scientific findings. So Indian glacier system, we have very sparse data sets. Why? Because more and more actually the technical man is needed here, because we have a plenty of glaciers and still we don't know which glaciers is changing which rate. And it is really important. It's $1 trillion reserve which is gifted by nature free of cost to us, which is actually depleting every second. So कुछ एडिशनल चैलेंजेस भी हैं हमारे कंट्री के साथ. फर्स्ट चैलेंज जो है वो लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस, सेकंड कंजम्पशन, थर्ड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. वी विल सी दिस वन आल्सो हियर. लैक ऑफ चैलेंजेस में अगर मैं कहूँ, सो 2023 आई वाज दिस लेक सोमोरी. समबडी आप लोगों में से बोला है वेटलैंड. तो सोमोरी जो है वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट वेटलैंड में से एक है. एंड मैं और IIT दिल्ली की टीम के साथ गए थे. वी आर डूइंग सम काइंड ऑफ पैलियोक्लाइमेट रिसर्च के लिए. सो इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल लेक, नो डाउट एट ऑल. बट व्हाट आई नोटिस हियर, व्हाट यू सी हियर, near to the lake, I found such kind of plastic bags with this. So, well, see, everybody has some limitations. Whatever we have, we can just do our own step. So I started to collecting all these plastics bag, keep it in one poly bag. Then when I came to Delhi, I bring it back. Because up 5,000 meter ke altitude pe, if you're dumping something like that, despite knowing that this is so beautiful lake, this is our motherland, ये हमारे देश की ही lake है, and if you are creating some kind of things like this, वहाँ से आपके नीचे ये प्लास्टिक कभी नहीं आ पाएंगे, because wind will not be strong enough. It's very
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. Your slide is not visible.
Can you see?
Is not
Can you see
moving.
this?
Okay, sir. Now it's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Start, sir.
So what you see here, that such kind of things at such a high altitude lake, and that's why it's actually lack of awareness that wo hamara hi place hai, and we should not actually pollute them. We should not actually create a problem, because slowly one person will go there and then many things will be done, and then probably we will create a massive problem in latter part of the life of these lake system. Now if you see another one, if I show you here, ये एक वायरल न्यूज था यहाँ पे लास्ट टाइम. ये भारत में बहुत जगह कॉमन है इस तरीके की, खासकर स्टेयर के पास कलर पेंटिंग्स, as you see that. And it was a very bad and embarrassing moment that somebody also did something in the flight, and it went viral news there. Well, let me tell you, हमारे देश में स्टेयर ऐसे होते हैं. I'm not saying कि सभी जगह ऐसे होते हैं, but of course there is a kind of, because who did this? All, I mean, we just human. Because I stayed in Switzerland, I know my few friends. So what you see here, मैं एक दोस्त के घर गया था, वहाँ पे उनके स्टेयर्स ऐसे होते हैं. Can you see this? Can you see this picture? So it just is a matter of actually awareness that how we would like to actually keep our surroundings, not only our home but also surroundings, in a which way. Whatever we will do, that will be reflected. Now, the consumption pattern, that is another problem that is nowadays actually is changing very fast. So what we see here, if you see quickly, ह्यूमन इवोल्यूशन के केस में या इंसानों के केस में दो ऐसी क्रांति थी
No,
जिसने
sir.
यस
Can't see.
नाउ इट्स ओके
Sorry, sir.
It's visible, Jyotish.
इज इट ओके कैन यू सी दिस
Sam sir, please proceed. It's visible.
ओके
It's visible, you carry on.
ओके नो सर सो इंसानों के केस में दो ऐसी क्रांति हुई जिसने पूरी तरीके से बदल के रख दी दैट फर्स्ट इज एग्रीकल्चर रिवोल्यूशंस 10 से 12,000 साल के करीब करीब उसकी एज निकाली जाती है एंड सेकेंड वन इज इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशंस इन दोनों के बाद ही फॉरेस्ट चेंजेस हुए बायोडाइवर्सिटी चेंजेस हुए मास एक्सटिंक्शन के भी प्रॉब्लम्स स्टार्ट हुए एंड वाटर कंजम्पशन का पैटर्न भी चेंज किया सो हाउ दे आर गोइंग टू एक्चुअली affect us that we will see. Now you see this picture. The consumption of actually our food that is going to change. For example, here you see 1 kg milk produce करने के लिए you need to feed nearly 1.1 kg of food input. Same goes of 1 kg of pork produce करने के लिए you need nearly 7.3 kg of feed input. And 1 kg of beef produce करने के लिए you need 20 kg of feed input. Feed input which means they also need food to actually produce such kind of output. वो food कहाँ होगा? Food land पे होगा. उस food को grow करने के लिए क्या चाहिए? You need a water. And then water कहाँ से आप लेंगे? आप बोलेंगे सर मेरा चापाकल है, but वो चापाकल आपका है. पानी तो ग्राउंड वाटर से लेंगे. दैट ग्राउंड वाटर वो ग्राउंड वाटर आएगा कहाँ से? अगेन द मॉनसून सिस्टम यू आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन देम. एंड if you have made your house concrete या आपने गांव को बहुत शानदार तरीके से concretize कर दिया, then probably you will have a less groundwater because you stop this water to go inside this your land, and then you are actually, because your demand is rising but your water ability is going to be hampered. So the food pattern also is going to create a pressure on the water system as well as also the land system. So this is a paper by नेचर पेपर बाय कुमू इन 2016. ये वर्ल्ड की इन्होंने मैप प्लॉट करके दैट व्हाट ही शोज. लेट्स टॉक फोकस ओनली ऑन इंडिया. दैट दिस इज अ पैटर्न फॉर द इरिगेशंस एंड दिस इज अ ट्रेंड that is rising. Our demand of water is rising very fast, and if you see the color bar, this shows the decreasing, this is increasing, this is no significant trend. So what you see here, that our global actually footprint for the water is increasing, but our demand, our ability is always decreasing. So पूरा का पूरा भारत, not only भारत, बांग्लादेश, पाकिस्तान, ये सारा का सारा वाटर स्ट्रेस कंट्री में आ चुका है because our population is increasing. उस population को sustain करने के लिए we need also some kind of baby milk, many more things. And if your food pattern is also like you're so love a meat eater or something, then also your consumption pattern will totally change. So that is going to drive and that is going to create pressure on the entire system, especially that is dependent on the water. If you see the another picture here, so that is the left hand side. What you see here, that highest 2050 तक भारत जो है, the black dotted line, extremely highly vulnerable conditions में है, जहाँ पे water scarcity maximum हो जाएगी. हम भारत के लोगों को मुझे किसी ने बताया था कि हमारे दादाजी यानी मेरे दादाजी लोग कहीं भी जाके कुएं का और तालाब का पानी पी लेते थे. फिर हमारे पापा जी पिताजी वो नल के सिस्टम उन्होंने अपनी लाइफ में देखी. हमारा जनरेशन जो है प्लास्टिक के बॉटल्स को देख रहा है. Probably you also, probably, but your grandfather, they were happy to drink the water anywhere without any problem. Right now you can't imagine to drink water, especially in Delhi. Impossible है कि आप खुले में जाके पी सके. By the way, in Switzerland में आप कहीं भी जाके टॉयलेट वाटर भी पी सकते हैं, fresh water with the better than your RO system. So that 2050 तक we are going to face severe actually water stress issues. And why? Because the demand is increasing and ability is short. Why ability is short? Many factors. first factor, urbanizations. We are making so much concretization, and also industrialization के चलते they need water, and you have a limited amount of water that we have it. So that's why these scenarios is going to be have a maximum pressure on this system. 16% वर्ल्ड की हमारे पास पॉपुलेशन है, बट वाटर रिसोर्सेज अगर फ्रेश वाटर की बात की जाए तो सिर्फ 4% है. So also you see the balance, there is no balance, there is no equilibrium here. So the demand and supply there is a huge gap between this. So I think I will skip this, but this is related. I have to again escape and quick comment. So 2 billion populations live in country, the whole world scenario, जहाँ पे उनकी जो water system के चलते 2 अरब की आबादी फेस कर रही है. 260 बिलियन की जो है इकोनॉमिक लॉस जो है वाटर स्कार्सिटी के चलते है. 46% पॉवर्टी में कहीं ना कहीं वाटर का बहुत बड़ा रोल है, वाटर एबिलिटी का. एंड 120 बिलियन डॉलर्स जो है कहीं ना कहीं हर जो है अफेक्टेड हो जाती है, यानी लॉस हो जाता है जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द डैमेज, प्रॉपर्टी डैमेज ड्यू टू फ्लडिंग. एंड new term is coming, climate refugee. So probably some island like Maldives or Philippine island or some others, हो सकता है आने वाले आपके बुढ़ापे तक जो यंग जनरेशन यहाँ पे है, इन लोगों को एज ए रिफ्यूजी शरण मांगना पड़ जाए किसी और देश में एज ए क्लाइमेट रिफ्यूजी, बिकॉज things are changing and scenarios is changing. Another problem with the challenge for India is conflict. So we have also conflict, and conflict is not that easy to solve. It's like the ये Vietnam war की picture है, if you see this, it's very interesting picture from Getty. So water conflict ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ अभी हुई है. Somewhere somebody just find out that दुनिया में वाटर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अभी से नहीं, करीब 1634 कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रिकॉर्ड की गई है. 2500 BC से ही वाटर के लेके कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहे हैं. एंड रिसेंट जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ था इजराइल और हमास के बीच में था, दैट वाज आल्सो रिलेटेड विद वन ऑफ द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट दैट उन्होंने वाटर वेल्स एंड पंपिंग जो है हमास की ये स्ट्राइक के दौरान इजराइल ने पूरी तरीके से ब्लॉक कर दिया था. बिकॉज समवेयर फूड के बिना आप सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं कुछ दिनों, ज्यादा दिनों तक. वाटर 3 days afterwards you'll start to feel problem. So what you see here that most of these conflicts are related in this Asia. So एशिया में सबसे ज्यादा वाटर के कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुए हैं. अफ्रीका में ऑफ कोर्स, एंड यूरोप में बहुत कम कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है. यूरोप में है ओपन बाउंड्री है, बट एशिया we have maximum amount of these water conflict. These in the right hand picture, what you see, these conflict, they trigger sometimes because of this conflict casualty happen. गलवान की जो इंसिडेंट्स देख ली जिसमें बहुत सारे सोल्जर्स जो हैं इंडिया एंड चाइना दोनों तरफ से ही, वो जो वैली थी, जो रिवर सिस्टम था, उसमें भी वॉश्ड आउट हो गए थे. समवेयर आल्सो देयर इज अ वाटर थिंग्स दैट इज इन्फ्लुएंसिंग हियर. नाउ व्हाट यू सी हियर, whole world actually they have the water scarcity around these reasons. I guess I have explained it, I will skip this. The biggest conflict जो है वो है इंडिया ब्रह्मपुत्र के पास यारलुंग जोंगबुक. एंड चाइना कर नहीं रहा, ऑलरेडी कर चुका है, इसने मैसिव डैम क्रिएट करके, एंड दे आर डाइवर्टिंग दिस वाटर टुवर्ड्स दैट रीजन. सो ऑल दीज ब्रह्मपुत्र, एंड भारत सरकार के लिए चिंता का विषय है, एंड एक्चुअली गवर्नमेंट इज रियली टेकिंग कंसर्न अबाउट दैट, बिकॉज what you see here in this next picture, so this is a great bend of canyon. ये one of the is a magic, I would say the nature magic है कि ये रिवर यारलुंग जांगबो स्टार्ट तो चाइना से करती है, आई मीन ऑफ कोर्स तिब्बत, but then यहाँ पे आके sharp U-turn and then you enter into your Indian territory, our border area, and then here from Assam से होते हुए Bangladesh, and then further meet it. And then what China is doing right now, that he is diverting this water through creating dams, and what he is saying that ये मेरे देश की नदी है and मेरा western China जो है अभी भी fertile land नहीं है, so मैं इस water का use करूँगा अपने वेस्टर्न चाइना को फ्लरिश करने के लिए. ऑफ कोर्स दे आर डूइंग, बट इट्स अ कंसर्न फॉर इंडिया दैट वी आर गोइंग टू बी अफेक्टेड सीवियरली. सो दैट्स व्हाई दीज यू सी these areas they have created massive dams in all these regions. And because of that also we have to face many problems. भारत सरकार जो है वो क्या सोच रही है that okay, China will create a dam, then भारत को भी अपनी strategy बदलनी पड़ेगी. And what India was, I mean, is planning, just is always in plan that instead of this Brahmaputra, because जब वो देश कोई सिस्टम या रिवर सिस्टम को नहीं मान रहा है, so why we will allow these river to go into the Bangladesh, we will also divert this and enter into our territory, so that at least हमारे country के लिए water ability रहेगी. Because water ability, fresh water to secure your countrymen is everyone country's right. Now what you see here, that this is the Great Bend, and China is using this Great Bend as a water bomb, so that once they will have, suppose you are in a war situations and they have a massive dam created there, so what they can do, simply they don't have to use fire or missile, they will simply open these dams gate, and then your northeast area will be washed away, and then probably ये war जीतना उनके लिए आसान हो जाएगा. So it's a concern at a very high level, and that's why India is also planning their steps that how they can change this scenario. This is a video. I guess I have time to show you because it's very interesting. ये Chinese side से video था, India side से आप allowed नहीं है जाने का. So I think you should watch this. This is from the Great Canyon, that how they are going to enter it.
Please play the video,
continue,
sir.
Yes, is it not playing?
No. It's in still mode.
Oh, sorry. Then I thought that you can see that. Anyways, then maybe there's a technical issue, so I will skip this video. Now, how to manage these water? The first and foremost last thing. So you see one thing, the virtual water. I mean, the one culture and the one trend that has changed in our country, and that is that from once we used to be the highest amount of the vegetarian culture, we have turned, I mean, the percentage, if you see this right side graph, this is 32.7% to 26.5%. We changed our the vegetarian concept is going to be declined, but other countries, even Great Britain, Switzerland, they have increased. Now लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता कि ऐसा हो क्यों रहा. अब हमें लगता है कि हमारे पास पैसे हैं, we have a right to choose whatever, I mean, we want to have it, the food. I will show you in the next slide. You see, sometimes these company, because they realize that इनके market जो है, shares जो है इस nations में down हो रहे हैं, so let's target that country जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा या फिर सबसे कम non-veg का culture है. So they started to enter in our market, and whom they targeted? The kids. Because घर में सब कोई सबके साथ movies, बच्चे, TV, kids, YouTubes, सब कुछ देखते हैं. So just I took a screenshot of there, and then what you see here. So somewhere it looks like, okay, this is very normal thing. This is not related with your religion or anything. It's a normal and we can have it. Let me tell you, my friends are there, and they used to have it. I mean, two examples I will share with you. 2010, when I was first time in Switzerland for my PhD, and I was vegetarian. I'm vegetarian. So मैं जब वहाँ मॉल में जाता था खाना खाने के लिए, तो because there was very hardly any restaurants, vegetarian restaurants there. So मैं जब शॉपिंग या मॉल में जाता था तो मुझे दिखते थे वहाँ पे काऊ रखे रहते थे, काऊ के टंग रखते थे, काऊ के आइस थे, रैबिट के रहते थे, हॉर्स, many more meats were there. Pig also in a different form and flavor, everything you will see all these meats. It was very tough for me actually to depend on only wheat, rice, and cook by your own self. Then when I went again in 2022 for my also additional scientific work there, see the drastic change. Now these actually super malls, they have these vegetarian stuffs maximum amount, and people actually they have changed their actually food pattern. Why? ये इसलिए नहीं उन्होंने चेंज किया फूड पैटर्न बिकॉज उनको धर्म में जागृति हो गई या उनको धर्म के प्रति प्यार हो गया आपके, ऐसा नहीं, बिकॉज दे रियलाइज दैट somehow the consumption of these meat is going to consume too much water, and that's why their country is going to be affected. And that's why, but what we did, because we are living in the water stress, and we also change our food pattern. So what you see here in this next picture, I will show you. एक स्लाइस ऑफ ब्रेड के लिए करीब करीब 40 लीटर्स ऑफ वाटर चाहिए आपको प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए. वन पीस ऑफ एप्पल प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए 70 लीटर्स ऑफ वाटर चाहिए आपको. एंड 1 kg ऑफ व्हीट के लिए 1300 लीटर वाटर चाहिए. 1300 लीटर ऑफ वाटर यू नीड टू प्रोड्यूस 1 kg ऑफ व्हीट. 1 kg of rice, you need 3,400 liter of liter of water. You need it. 1 kg of chicken, you need 3,900 liter of water, and 1 kg of beef, you need 15,000. Nearly 15,500 liter of water. So we have changed our culture from that part to this part, and that's why the consumption pattern has changed, and that's why to grow them we need immense amount of water, and that's why also the water scarcity conditions is also going to change. And this scenario probably we will realize that yes, we did mistake, but because we are at least हम लोग 30 साल पीछे चलते हैं, तो जब तक हम लोग को समझ में आएगा तब तक probably it will be too late for us to realize. So that's why it's a time also for us to think. Sometimes what you see here in these videos, these Yamuna के पास का था, and these people are taking bath in this polluted water. They think that ये soap bubble है. छठ पूजा एक होता है बिहार के, तो बिहार के लोग यहाँ पे यही स्नान कर रहे थे. Well, whose fault? ये इनकी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Somewhere the management issues, somewhere the corruptions, the lack of transparency, that is the biggest problem, especially in our country. And हर locations की अलग problem होती है और उसके अलग solutions भी होते हैं. So, for example, glaciers, like what we are doing, nothing. I guess this is also video which you can't see that. But मैं बता रहा हूँ, स्विट्जरलैंड में भी glaciers melt हो रहे हैं. What they are doing, they are covering these glaciers with a white blanket, so that जो white blanket से glaciers को cover करेंगे, so sunlight reflect कर देगा, and इनके glaciers cool रहेंगे and frozen volume में intact रहेंगे. Well, it's a question of also our policy maker, and it's also a question of investment, that how much we are really thinking to invest that should come up. So that's why I think it's a part of policy, that what we will do. But some problems have some solutions, like what you see, the water scarcity, cold desert mein hai, so uske liye ice stupa, that is a very unique concept that got award. Sea water intrusion, coastal area mein hai, so there was a proposal to create impermeable underground wells. So it's not like that कि आपके पास problem है तो आपके पास solution नहीं है. Yes, we can do it. Only thing that we have to actually work on that. So I think I will stop here. One more thing which I would go here. You see, so this is AI generated image which I did that, and जब बच्चा पेट में होता है ना, 80 to 90% water होता है body में. When there's a newborn, 70% water. Then young, when we are young, 60% water. Adult 55, and हमारे old age में 50% water होता है, which means the water is life. And if you don't have a water, there is no life. And that's why घर में भी लोग बोलते हैं पानी ज़्यादा पियो. If you have stress, drink water. If you have problem, drink water. If you want to live your life healthy, drink water. But water which is pure form, water which is not with the chemicals. And that's why it's going to help us. So I think I will stop it here. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I will happy to answer that.
Thank you, Dr. Ranjan. It was a very nice deliberation, actually. How you have started from the uniqueness of water, the cosmic time, then how you have proceeded with carbon dioxide concentration, as well as glacier melting, keeping with the theme of this year's Water Day. Actually, uh, also you have talked about hydrological insurance, glacier, how they play the role of hydrological insurance, and the how our water systems depend on glaciers. So you have covered all the things, and you have also pointed the challenges, lack of awareness, consumption, and conflict as well. So from the on the behalf of our college, I would like to thank you for your insightful and engaging talk, and your expertise in this particular field, as you have already mentioned that your PhD is on glacier melting. This actually provided us valuable insights. Um, Also, I like the way you have talked the CHO elements, that's the simplest elemental formation that water actually does. So this is a very intriguing deliberation. Now we will move on to question and answer section. There are few questions in our chat box as well as in our WhatsApp group. So I would like to start with from the very beginning actually,
Yes.
and it is actually from uh, one of our students, Sanaullah. Uh, just a minute. It's there in chat box. The question is, what is Sky River?
Yes, so you see, मैंने जैसे बताया, जैसे एटमॉस्फेरिक रिवर मैंने वो स्लाइड में आपको दिखाया था, एटमॉस्फेरिक रिवर उसे ही स्काई रिवर बोलते हैं. See, to form that river there is a conditions, and condition is that उस river की जो length होती है, that should be nearly 1400 kilometer in a stretch. That should be have a narrow band and a fixed amount of water that should carry, the minimum amount of the water that should carry. Now the Sky River, why this is becoming a important for our context, because we see we have a massive population, 1.4 billion now. Soon we will be 1.5, and a small amount of, I can see in Delhi, probably you can see in Kolkata, that थोड़ी सी बारिश होती है and everywhere is just mess. Just imagine the immense amount of the water. If we are going to have received many times, probably you will be washed away. Not you, population is going to be washed away. Your property damage will going to be hampered. So the government, which will spend money to actually elevate these population, rather than they will start to work again to actually repair all this damage. And that's where the Sky River, which is actually also increasing because of this global warming scenario, becomes important for us. But this is a common thing, and that happens mainly US. They receive maximum amount of these Sky Rivers weather pattern. But India also started to receive it, and still research are going on. Misra from IIT Gandhinagar, he first time actually published a work on the atmospheric river. What you say, the Sky River?
Thank you, sir. The next question is from another student from the Department of Geography. Why the southern peninsular India, especially the western Karnataka and western Maharashtra, is facing more water crisis in present days?
See, any kind of problem, first of all, you need to understand the geography of our country. I mean, of course, you're a geography student, probably you'll know it. हम लोग जो south part of India, that is the Deccan Peninsula, one of the oldest land of this planet. And then the North India part, especially the Bengal, here the part of the Mid-Gangetic Plain, this soft land. That one, the south part of the India, the Deccan Peninsula, is a kind of the hard land. अगर वो soft होती तो अफ्रीका से split होने के बाद वो भी बिखर गई होती, but it's a hard land. So now the impermeability, permeations, penetrations of the water, there is also limitations. So the groundwater recharge is limited there. water amount, how much is going to be changed, and you are increasing your population. Bangalore once used to be a lake city. Now what you see in Bangalore, too much congestions, and सारे lakes को वहाँ के land mafia ने डंप कर करके बिल्डिंग्स बना दी. दैट्स वाई 2 साल पहले एक न्यूज आया था, बैंगलोर के वीवीआईपी एरिया भी जो है वो फ्लड का सामना कर रहे थे. Why? Because you actually simply encroach that land which used to be the water. So all these problems actually is accumulated and then created water issues. That's why. Concretizations of your area, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next question is from a NSS volunteer. Actually, it's a very naive question. Is nature synonymous to environment?
Well, everything surrounding us is environment. You can't differentiate nature and environment. You see, I mean, if you close your eyes, if you are feeling pleasant, happy, somewhere the surrounding things are pleasant for you. If you are so distressed because of the bad atmosphere, probably also is going to be a problem. So nature and environment, you can't differentiate it. If your environment is good, you say that, okay, nature is so beautiful, because everything surrounding is environment, and then all combined together, they form the nature, because nature also have a life.
Okay. The next question: why the number of heat waves day by day are increasing rapidly compared to the last decade?
See, किसने ये सवाल पूछा था?
It is from a geography student. Her name is Soheli Choudhury.
Okay, Sohel. So just imagine, आज से 10 साल पहले, just you see the, just example, see the consumption or see the purchasing of AC, air conditioner in your country. Now, suppose you are in some office corridor, some AC's exhaust is going on. What you experience? All of a sudden, just a shock of a hot waves, a hot air. The same thing, actually, what is happening, that the forest cover we have changed, concretizations we have increased, so the radiation is going to be reflect back, and also we have added more and more electronic gadgets that is releasing too much heat. So the microclimate, you see, we don't talk about the climate, the microclimate is also changing. So छोटे छोटे microclimate change बन के ना बड़े scenarios create कर देते हैं, and that's why more and more heat waves we are receiving. Additional factor, अल नीनो इवेंट्स होते हैं, वो भी एक रोल प्ले करते हैं. तीसरा फैक्टर होता है सन स्पॉट साइकिल चेंज होती है हर 12 साल में. सोलर फ्लेयर्स, द अमाउंट ऑफ सोलर फ्लेयर्स इफ यू आर गोइंग टू रिसीव मोर, प्रोबब्ली दैट विल आल्सो चेंज. बट इंडिया के केस में क्या है, इंडिया इज रिसीविंग हीट वेव्स बिकॉज आवर माइक्रो क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस इज चेंजिंग, एंड एक्चुअली वी आर डूइंग, दैट्स व्हाई. पहले आपके yes
with the some participants also raising their hand for asking the question. Please.
Okay. Please, after taking the question from the chat box, I will directly ask them. Okay. I will directly.
Okay.
One thing I would like to really tell you, this very, I mean, you see, development का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि you have a technical gadget, a smartphone, then you are developed and smart. Even our ancestors were much smarter. हमारे हर गांव में एक तालाब हुआ करता था. Because these water, when they will evaporate, they will expand. The idea of expansion happen, they will cool it down the surrounding. So the micro conditions, the microclimate, they will bring it down. Now these pond system, we think this is rubbish. Dump it, create a house. House तो बन जाते हैं. I'm sad to see when I used to go for field work, Pithoragarh. घर बहुत अच्छे अच्छे हैं, बट रहने वाले कोई नहीं वहाँ पे. They have changed and moved to the urban areas. So that scenario we have changed also in rural areas, and that's why the combined factor is creating many heat waves locally. Yes.
Okay. I have just another question in our chat box. Then we'll move on to the straightforward question from our audience. So the next question is, how does rainwater harvesting can play a useful tool?
किसने पूछा?
It is from a student. Her name is Manisha.
Okay, so see, Manisha, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग भारत में रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग के बारे में ज़्यादा चर्चा होती है, बट रेन वाटर रिचार्ज पे भी हमें ध्यान देना चाहिए। स्विट्जरलैंड में एक कंडीशन है कि अगर आप अपने घर बनाते हैं तो आपके यहाँ तो नक्शा पास होता है, तो हमारे यहाँ करप्शन है, नक्शा कैसे भी पास हो जाता है। मैंडेटरी है कि आपको पहले अपने घर में रूफ सिस्टम रेन वाटर रिचार्ज करना होगा, विच मीन्स बिकॉज एक्चुअली यू क्वाइट फिक्स अमाउंट ऑफ लैंड, जो जमीन जो कभी खेती या कुछ भी होती थी जहां फर्टाइल और सॉइल होता था, आप उसको कंक्रीट कर दिया तो वो वाटर तो जाएगा नहीं, तो रूफ पे सारा वाटर जो भी जाएगा उसे आप सिस्टम क्रिएट करेंगे, ग्राउंड में लेके जाएंगे और वो वाटर ग्राउंड वाटर को रिचार्ज करेगा। सो दैट इज कॉल्ड रेन वाटर रिचार्ज। आई थिंक rainwater recharge is much better as compared to rainwater harvesting, because rainwater harvesting means you are going to store it and then use it. Rainwater recharge, you are simply replenishing your groundwater aquifers, which is much better. But yes, that can be a solution, rainwater harvesting, why not?
Okay, so is there any question from the audience? Please raise your hand and please feel free to ask.
Yes, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
My name is Devasis De.
Yes.
I'm from Guwahati University. So I have a rather general question.
Ji.
Should we treat water scarcity as a general issue requiring large scale intervention, or it should be rather targeted into policy driven by the vulnerable communities? So
See, there was this one thing which I can tell you. Whatever we have in our hand, we should do it, because we should not rely totally on the system that okay, system to sahi karega. For example, I was in one conference in Hyderabad. I was invited for a talk. So I met one person, and something interesting what I noticed, that he was pointing कि हम लोग जो so okay, so
Okay.
Okay, so what we can see here, that whatever we have a role, we can play it. You know the dominoes effect. Dominoes effect में क्या होता है? You just use a small tap. YouTube video में दिख जाएगा, and आपके एक हल्के से tap से just a chain of reaction started to happen. So if we start to our own individual responsibility and take care of that, at least our home level, and slowly the whole system can change. We should not sit and then wait that okay, the policymaker will come and change it. We should do our own work. I can tell you one example. When I was in Badrinath for my field work in winter time, February time, so February में बद्रीनाथ कोई allowed नहीं होता जाने के लिए as a tourism purpose, but we had a permission for field, so we were there. I met one person there. He was a kind of Barfani Baba उनका नाम था. So he used to stay there 365 days. So he was very unsatisfied because pilgrimage के लिए उन्होंने toilet system बना रखा था. एंड वो सारा टॉयलेट सिस्टम का सीवर जो है उस मंदाकिनी रिवर में ही, मंदाकिनी अलकनंदा रिवर में ही गिरता था. सो ही वाज सेइंग दैट प्लीज कन्वे दिस मैसेज टू दिल्ली दैट प्लीज स्टॉप दिस, बिकॉज समवेयर दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज आप रिवर के हेड पे प्रॉब्लम कर रहे हैं, नीचे तक जा रहा है. आई सिंपली ट्वीट टू द मिनिस्ट्री, बिकॉज मेरी जो लिमिटेशन है वही कर सकता हूँ मैं. एंड ऑल्सो समवेयर आई कंसर्न समबडी, एंड देन आई नोटिस द 2 years back, I mean 1 year back, that they have stopped it. So हमारे पास जितनी है क्षमता at that level, we should do it. We should not actually work, or we should not rely on the system that they will do it. So yes, local and छोटी प्रॉब्लम से ही बड़े को आप सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. एंड हर प्रॉब्लम लोकल स्टार्ट होती है. कैंसर भी ना छोटा एक सेल से स्टार्ट होता है, बट if you are not going to take care, it will kill us. So the all problems start with that local level.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shamiullah, you have raised your hand. Please unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, but I can't read this, so please, someone will have to read it.
Okay. Just a minute, sir. His question is that how it is dangerous, how dangerous it is to actually from for the uh, for the ocean fishes of the ocean, uh, for the bandar, for the evolution process.
Say it again.
Actually, how the fishes are in danger for the bondor, ocean bondor, and how the evolution process of the fishes are being on they are being affected for this uh, bondor in the ocean.
What is
Bondor,
what is Bandar?
bondor
Hello,
is
sir. Hello, sir. I
Yes,
think
yes.
he's
Port,
asking
port.
that
I think he is
that
talking about
port.
no, sir. He's
port.
asking that that
Okay.
human evolution is coming from the stages of mammals or amphibians. I think his question.
Oh,
Okay, you see, two things. What I guess in one of my slide I showed you that how this fits, because we have a desire always to see something new. So the life is started from this water, slowly, slowly, slowly. Because हम जब भी इतिहास में बात करते हैं ना पास्ट में, so many links also is broken. So, but yes, there's a evidence that life is started from water, and then slowly it is landed on this land, and then this evolution is started. So अगर आप लोग बायोलॉजी या जूलॉजी पढ़ेंगे तो कॉर्डेटा वर्टिब्रेट एविवर्टिब्रेट these many things is happening, but these evolutions are part of this 3 billion years, 3 अरब सालों का इतिहास है. 3 अरब साल बहुत बड़े होते हैं, and many changes happened there, and that's why this is a part of this process. Detail by detail, still we have many missing links, but for sure that life is started from ocean, and what we see right now, evolution is still going on. Just I can tell you with example right now, just to see, we are used to for this tapping. क्या करते हैं हम लोग फोन पे लैपटॉप पे भी टैपिंग. रिसर्च शोज दैट अब इंसानों के मोटर नर्व्स जो हैं, जो उंगलियां लिखने के, वो वीक होते जा रहे हैं. These changes will happen also at your gene level. आप अपने 20 जनरेशन को कैलकुलेट कर लीजिए. अब आप एआई के जमाने में जी रहे हैं. नेक्स्ट मेटावर्स का जमाना आ रहा है, जिसमें मुझे बात करने के लिए फोन नहीं करना पड़ेगा. आई विल कॉल यू, योर डिजिटल अवतार विल बी इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी. Elon Musk is already working on the chip implantation there. So what will happen? So these is not going to functioning, and so it's the kind of evolution, because your evolutionary process में this is a rudimentary. Like once you used to have a tail, हमारा tail bone होता है हम सबके पास, but हमें जरूरत नहीं है. So these evolution, if you are not going to use it, certainly it will change, and that's why it's a natural way. All these evolutions ongoing process, and that happens. So fish से बंदर for sure है कि कोई ना कोई उसके link होंगे, but कैसे हुए, क्या हुए, it's a detailed part of the study, and I'm sure you'll find some research paper there. It's not a what's it called, miracle that how this can happen. Yes, this can happen.
Again, you have mentioned in your deliberation that how Chhat Pujo and religious beliefs are affecting water, and this question by Vishal Mondol is actually keeping with this actually thought. How is there any way to clean Jamuna River's toxic water?
So you see,
And what is the responsibility of the government?
The best way is like कोविड टाइम का मैं एग्जांपल दे सकता हूँ. व्हेन आई वाज हियर ड्यूरिंग कोविड टाइम, आई वाज आल्सो दिल्ली लॉकडाउन के शिकार मैं भी हो गया था. ऑन द टाइम यमुना रिवर जिसमें फिश नहीं फ्लो करती थी, बिकॉज ऑल दिस बिकॉज ऑफ लॉकडाउन, इंडस्ट्रीज वर शट डाउन, दिस रिवर स्टार्टेड टू रीजनरेटेड एंड फिश स्टार्ट टू फ्लो इट. सो देयर इज ओनली वन वे. आई मीन आई कैन से एग्जांपल, सपोज यू आर इन ए रूम, आप अपने घर में हैं एंड आपके घर में आपने स्मोक जला दिया, and then आपने एक exhaust fan लगा दिया. So this exhaust fan is of course is working, but the best तरीका क्या होता है कि आप जो smoke है उस smoke level पे control करिए, rather than just installing many exhaust fans. What is we are doing right now? We are installing many exhaust fans, but the real problem, the point source, that we are not working because there is some of lack of transparency. हम लोग दुनिया के करप्शन में 12वां रैंक है हमारा, सैडली. सो समवेयर देयर इज इशू, दैट्स व्हाई इट्स हैपनिंग. राइन रिवर जर्मनी की जो कभी पॉल्यूटेड थी आज क्लीन है. टेम्स लंदन की आज क्लीन है, हम जाते हैं सेल्फी लेते हैं. आप हंग रिवर जाइए, सोल कोरिया, साउथ कोरिया, जो कभी गंदी थी आज क्लीन है. So if they can do it, why not we? Only thing that how we are doing and our approach and our willingness. Certainly it's possible.
Is there any question from the audience? So we will take just another question. We are
Yes.
running behind the time. So
No, please. I'm
this
happy
is-
to answer the question till 9:30.
Oh,
No problem.
okay. Okay, so it is from Devashish De.
Yes.
We often talk about water scarcity as a general issue, but in reality, it affects poorer communities much more than the wealthier ones.
Mhm.
So, what should we give? Who should be given the priority? What is your view on that?
So you see, क्या नाम था जिन्होंने question पूछा?
Devashish De. Devashish De.
Yes. See, Devasis, you're right. Like you see in a village area, I mean, I can see also there's a one slum area here. क्या नाम है इसका? Kusumpur Pahari. So I got one project from US and I had to work on the water crisis in urban poor. What I see there when I was there with my team and also from GNU, that हर Wednesday and Friday को वहाँ water tank आता है. People simply jump on this truck, put their pipe and take that water so that they can have a water at least, because अगला पानी जो आएगा water tank का वो 3 दिन के बाद आएगा. So these water scarcity at local level, actually it's a problem उन लोगों का नहीं है, but of course these water scarcity at local level is really a concern, and it's also a matter of question that how they can handle it. Of course, आप बंगाल में रह रहे हैं, आपके पास वाटर स्कार्सिटी नहीं है, दैट्स व्हाई आपके पास चावल की खेती होती है, बिकॉज चावल के लिए बहुत वाटर चाहिए. बट यू नेवर नो, प्रोबेबली इफ द मॉनसून पैटर्न इज गोइंग टू चेंज, probably also you are going to face that problem. So the water scarcity should really handle at local level. For example, when I go to this during my master's thesis, I was visiting Balia, Buxar. They are facing arsenic issues. So उनके पास गंगा नदी तो है, उनके पास ग्राउंड वाटर भी है, but they are facing arsenic problem right now. I guess Bengal में भी arsenic issues है, and now you are not able to drink that water. So government ने piping system लगा के, despite having water, they are helping them. So the water scarcity really should tackle at local level, because these local level accumulate it and create a bigger level problem. Does this answer your question?
Devashish, do you get the point?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I think you have correctly said.
Okay. So, is there any more question?
No, sir. I have a question to you, sir.
Please.
You have already told that sometime creation of a dam sometimes creates cloudburst type phenomena.
It's a research going on. Research going on. That's what I said.
So development also needed, and saving our environment also very much needed for us. So which thing we have to give priority more? We have to go with nature, or we have to go with development? Which should be more priority than one?
Okay, so I would like to ask you one question actually. How we define development? What is development? Development through Indian way or development through Swiss way? Swiss way also, they are very developed also.
Also,
much
development through Indian way. That means development of minor irrigation tank, check dam, percolation tank.
So development through Indian ways, I don't think development through Indian way is more sustainable, because you see somewhere we need to have a more in-depth research for doing something. Because
Yes,
what I see, Yes, irrigation is important, check dam is important, and we need to have assessment that if I'm going to create a check dam or dam, how much population is going to be affected, how much loss we are going to see in sense of biodiversity and human life and everything, and how much we are going to have a benefit. For example, uh, the total biodiversity value is nearly $169 trillion. And if you are going to add the 10 top GDP country, including India, their value is GDP value is only $69 trillion, which means the biodiversity value is much higher as compared to these top 10 nations. And India, we are still looking for this $5 trillion economy. So kahan 5 trillion, kahan 169 or 170 trillion dollar. So that's a part of assessment, Paraschi, and also depends on the policy makers. Because I can give my view that I have seen that the development what we are doing is somewhere we need a in-depth research and assessment rather than just simply start and doing. Like I give you the example of the Swiss rainwater recharge, that हर घर बनाने के पहले आपको rainwater recharge system लगाना है. After approval, then you can do it. They also do the piping so that उनको AC की जरूरत ना पड़े, वो नीचे से ही ground water ले, because in the winter time the groundwater will feel you hot, and in summertime it will give you cold conditions. So you don't need AC and everything. So it's totally depends on your actually assessment how you are going to carry on.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, principal sir has raised his question.
Subhajit, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Allow me to ask my question.
Please, sir.
Please, sir.
We have been talking about the sustainable development. Yes. I am audible.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
I can hear.
You.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We can hear you.
So we have been talking. Yes. We have been talking for last 1.5 hours, even more than that, about various micro issues on sustainable issues on water, preservation of water, use of water. This is a nice event, I think. My simple question, that we have been talking about management of water and sustainable treatment of water, and what are the duties of the common people, etc. But if we at our government level encourage the event like Mahakumbh and crowds of people, they go in a particular place and just simply pollute. Whatever measures have been taken, that doesn't suffice, I think. So crowds of people go in a particular place for a religious occasion, and our government encourages this event for last 1.5 years, as if this is their political agenda, and make people encourage to visit the place for 1.5 months, even for more than that, I think. So how we at our social level and at our political level, treat this discourse of inviting people, encouraging people to pollute the main source of water, that is Ganges. How we do this? What is our expectation to control this type of extravagant religious events? This is my question, and government is encouraging this.
Sir, this is a very interesting question, and I think I must reply this. So you see, first of all, culture, traditions, these are the things where not about our country. Each country, they try to actually show that, okay, I have some tradition, some culture. For example, Germany, Switzerland, they follow the Fastnacht. What is Fastnacht? They simply wear this ghost-like things. Then they use a drum for the whole night, and then they use some drink, beer, bar, everything, and they create so much noise everywhere in the city. But they say that, okay, this is our culture, tradition we are doing. Let's go to US. They are celebrating what's called this one. A new culture came, which are now also in Delhi schools. which they also, the kids, they will be like a ghost like things, pumpkin like things, and then they create it, and then they proudly say that, okay, this is part of our culture. Go to the South Arabian Peninsula, they also celebrate their own culture. Now is the question, why we have a Mahakumbh at Prayagraj? Have you ever thought about it? Kumbh, all this Kumbh happened at 4 places. One at Nasik, then one is Ujjain, Haridwar. But Mahakumbh always happened on Prayagraj. Have you ever thought about it? Why? Because on the past time, there was a 3-river system, which means the massive amount of the flow of water was there. So if people are going in a massive amount there, because every river, nature have their own system to clean it. They can clean it. But right now, of course, is no actually doubt about it. The amount of populations and the amount of nature cleanliness, if you are going to be high, so nature is going to be disturbed. And this is not going to promoting from this government or that government. These are the culture which has been following since ages. So it's a totally depend on the system, totally depend on the person who is in power, that how they are going to perceive it. Because if you are going to talk about money, then probably we are blind for everything. So if you are going to say that, okay, we don't, because government is claiming that they are receiving lakhs of crore as a profit. So if I'm going to say, then what about the Australia? They're also receiving huge mines, Chile, earning from this mining. And the local are protesting, like Adani farm, they protested, these locals, that they are creating a pollution. But government is taking profit from that. And that's why their eyes is closed. So it totally depends on their assessment, how they want to perceive. It totally depends on them, that how they want to carry this culture. It totally depends on them. For example, what I say about the Char Dham project. I say that if you are creating a Char Dham road, all-weather road, I have seen all people with our mind, because we don't like to walk. We will carry our car and we'll just reach near to the temple, take a darshan and come back. But in a result, we will create a massive problem. We are creating a Himalaya as a dump land. So there must be some kind of things that totally depends on the system. We and you only can think about it or just take a concern, but it totally depends on the policymaker. That's my view, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shubhajit, now it is time to finish the webinar, I think.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
If you have any question, you take 1 or 2 and then finish it.
So, since there is no question, and I would like
So,
to
Shubhita,
Palash, do you have a
No,
may I
there
ask
is question.
question?
Yes, there
Yes,
is
please,
question.
please.
There.
Please don't ask
Yes, sir.
questions, please.
Yes, sir. For my curiosity, sir, I have a question that which kind of data you have been used for glacial study? I mean, glacial retreat study. You have been
See.
in your slide.
Mass balance. You see, there's many ways to do this. First of all, one study is called mass balance. What we do there, you do go to the glacier, because every day what it happen, every time there's a snowfall in the winter time or the precipitation time, and then also melting. So what you do, you just put a bamboo or like a stick in the glaciers or top, measure that how much depth you did that. And then once the next year you go there, once this melting happened, then how much the melt happened, because that area will be exposed, you note it. Then go the next time, and then you see what is the difference between this year to the last year to the previous year, and then you make a trend plot. So then you will see that, okay, these glaciers are melting. This is the one way.
Okay.
The second way, we do the isotopic study, and the isotopic study can tell you that the glacier is melting, yes, right, but which part of the water is actually playing a role. Either the glacier is melting from the bottom side more, or the top side, or the middle side. That you can tell with the isotopic studies.
Okay, sir. Is there any freely available secondary data for the study?
See, GSI, they have extensive data sets, but they don't share. I don't know, but they do not share. But review paper, Farooq Ajam, Arindam Mandal, A.L. Ramanathan, they have worked on this, and that from that manuscript paper, you can have the data sets.
Is there any groundwater level data for research work freely available in Indian perspective?
Yes, I think I should look at. There is a once. Well, again, the World Water Commission and the Groundwater Commission of India, they have their own data sets. I don't know why they don't like to share it, but some data sets are available free. But I need to know which portal. I just forget the portal. From there, you can have
Okay,
it.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else? So I think, Palash, we should call it a day. So we are not taking any more question. I would like to thank once again our resource person for this webinar, Dr. Shyam Ranjan sir, assistant professor of ENVS. He has been very much kind enough, not only in terms of his deliberation, but also taking questions for a long time, not only our students, but also our faculty members who are working on their research. They have been greatly benefited from Sam Ranjan sir. I would like to thank our principal sir for allowing us to organize this kind of webinar within a short notice actually. I would like to thank all the faculty members headed by Dr. Jyotish Boiraggo and all other members, Sanjeev and as well as Palash, for organizing this webinar in a befitting way. Credit goes to our IQAC sir, Najmul Islam, as well as our TCS sir, who has been the backbone for providing technical support for all these events. Dr. Debashish Sarkar, our NAC coordinator, Dr. Mousumi Chakraborty, and all faculty members. Also, last but not the least, our beloved students as well as NSS volunteers. They have been patient enough. We were supposed to round it off within 1.5 hours, but it is almost 2 hours, and they have been patient to actually listen such a enriched, intriguing session. So thank you all.
One more thing, can I say something also from my side?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much, all of you, and also Principal Sir. Also, I really enjoyed it that you took patience and listen whatever I said. I don't know how much this is going to help you, but yes, I tried to give some basic things because we talk very big concepts and logics, but sometimes we forget the basic and simplest thing. And one more thing that there's one faculty in my college, Sandeep Satpathy ji. So he's so kind person, and he actually approached me for this talk because 9 o'clock I have to go somewhere. There's a meeting. I have 7 minutes time, but I couldn't say no to him because because of that his nature. So I would also say that please also say thanks to him that because of that I find time for this, and I really enjoyed this session. So I hope it's going to be good for everyone. So thank you very much, all of you.
So kind of you, sir. Call it a day. Principal sir is here, sir. So may we conclude?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
and
Thank you,
extend
sir.
our thanks and gratitude to Professor Satpathy also. Professor Satpathy, thanks from the core of our heart. And we congratulate both of you, Professor Shyam and Professor Satpathy, to contribute in this webinar. And we extend our thanks to both of you from our college. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
And we hope to collaborate physically with you again in future as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So once again, thank you, sir. Good night to all of you. The link is given in chat box. You can fill up the link and get your certificate online. Thank you all.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Namaskar. Thank you.